So about 5 years ago, I posted this video. Now you guys seem to really love it because it turned out to be my most viewed original video. So, 5 years on, we're going to do an update. Let's go. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. For anyone that's new here, my name's Owen Alec, and on this channel I do everything drum related. That includes drum covers, gear reviews, tips and advice, plus tutorials just like this. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, please do consider subscribing, hit the like button, all that good stuff, because it really helps the channel. Thank you very much. Now, while most of the information in the original video is still correct, it's still relevant, there was a couple of things that I did miss, and I did end up addressing them in the comments, but I thought I'm going to include them in this update video. Some of the more common questions that kept cropping up were things like, do I need longboards? What if I have big feet? Do I need to remove the heel plate like you? What spring tension should I have? For double pedal, is it right, left, as in heel, heel, toe, toe? Or is it right, left, as in heel, toe, heel, toe? Plus there was plenty others like, how do I develop power? Can I use it for just single pedals? What kind of footwear is best for heel toe? All of these questions I'm going to address in this video. However, I do want to do a quick recap for anybody who's unfamiliar with the heel toe. However, if you are already familiar with the heel toe and you don't need the recap, skip ahead to this timestamp and you'll get to the next part of the video. Okay, so super quick, just for the recap, we're going to move down to the foot cam. So essentially the heel toe is kind of what it says on the tin. There's a ever so slight discrepancy when it comes to the actual technique and how it's performed, but essentially you are just starting off in this upward position with the toes down and the beater against the head. The first stroke is your foot coming down and the heel hitting the heel plate. But it's not really the heel that makes the stroke. It's actually more of the ball of the foot. So as the foot comes down, the ball of the foot is making the contact and that's what's giving you your first stroke. And then the second stroke is bringing the heel back up and the toes come down, and that's for your second stroke. Up to speed, it looks something like this. Of course, being able to do a double stroke whilst doing kind of one motion is very useful, and you can use it in very creative and very musical ways. Naturally, if you have a double pedal, which I have here, you can then apply that to both feet and then you get a nice even roll like so. Okay, so let's move on to the very first question. Do I need longboards? The short answer is no. But let me explain. This answer actually applies to a lot of the comments and questions. The thing about the heel toe technique is that it's actually very technique based. So once you kind of get the technique down, there's very little else that is involved with it. I would honestly say that it's probably about a 70-30, 80-20 split. The majority being that you need to get the technique down, and then the other 20% is stamina and kind of building up those muscles. In the case of longboards, it's more that's just giving you a little extra leverage. It's not something that's essential in order to do the technique. For instance, on my pedals, I have the DW9000XF extended footboards, and again, they give me just a little extra leverage. I have taken away the heel plate as well, again, just to give my foot that extra leverage when it comes down to make my life easier, but it's not essential. What if I have big feet? So I'm a size 12, and I have absolutely no problems whatsoever performing the heel toe technique. Again, if you have longboards, it can maybe help you out a little bit, but again, it's not essential. Regular boards, short boards will do the exact same job. You just need to get your technique absolutely bang on. What spring tension should I have? Now, this is a really interesting one because I've actually seen a couple of other drummers that do perform the heel toe technique, and they've said varying different things. It's generally accepted that you have them on the tighter side. Now, I've seen some people say have them cranked, have them absolute maxed out, and for ages I did the same. And I just kept fatiguing my legs. It wasn't feeling right for me. So I've actually backed them off ever so slightly, not too much, because I did actually back them off too much at one point, and they were just floppy. I wasn't getting any kind of response out of them, and it was even more difficult to perform the technique. So having them nice and tight, but not overly tight, is a really good medium. It's a good place to start. If you feel like you're not getting enough response out of them, just tighten the springs up a little bit more. If you feel like it's too responsive and you're kind of fatiguing your shin muscles or anything like that, just back them off ever so slightly, and then hopefully you'll be able to find an area that suits you. For double pedal, is it right, left, or is it right, left? So let's just break this down for a second. That's implying that we're performing one half of the technique on one side and then going to the other and then performing the start of that half on that foot, then going back and performing the second half. That's really complicated, and no, I would absolutely not recommend you do something like that. This is technically classed as a double stroke roll. So you are playing right, left, heel toe, heel toe. I suppose it's technically possible to do that first one where you're kind of going right, left, heel, heel, toe, toe. It seems a little convoluted to me, and it just kind of breaks my brain. It's a bit of a mind warping situation, so I definitely wouldn't recommend it at all. Try and stick to doing it as a double stroke roll. Right, left. How do I develop power? This is a great question, and cards on the table, this is something that I'm still struggling with myself. Most of the time, when it comes to doing the heel toe technique, you're losing a lot of velocity because the foot is doing a lot less work than if you were doing singles, which is obviously far more powerful. Because for me, I do my singles heel up, so I get lots of power behind them. And if I'm doing like double bass runs where it's a medium tempo, I can lay into the kit and I'm going do 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 do, and I get a lot of power out of those kicks. If I then have to go a lot faster, I then have to switch to the heel toe technique, the velocity dramatically reduces, therefore the power dramatically reduces. So at first I thought that I had to put more power and more effort into doing the heel toe. How wrong I was. That just wrecked my legs straight away, and all that progress I'd made just felt like it was for nothing. So the best thing to do is to bring down the volume of other things. If you do your singles heel up, try bringing them to heel down, or just try and be mindful of when you're doing those double kick runs to just bring down the velocity a little bit and not push so hard. Most of the time when you're playing live anyway, the kick drum's mic'd up, so you can let the mic do the work. The front of house engineer can always turn you up to balance you out so that it sounds good in the mix. That way when you go from singles to the heel toe technique, your velocity isn't dropping quite as much and you're still going to be heard. Alternatively, you can look into triggers. It's something that I looked into and I'm still using to this day, mostly down to the fact that when I'm playing with my thrash band Beyond Salvation, I really need to be heard over those dense guitars, and sometimes with those front of house engineers they don't quite get it right, or the way that I hear it in my head sort of thing. So it's a good way of being able to make sure that you've got sound in a box that you can just plug straight into the front of house desk, and you've got the sound that you want every single time. Additionally to that, I have the sample running into my in-ears, so I can hear what I'm playing, and then I don't have to push so hard to be heard, therefore fatiguing myself early on in the set. So the whole thing itself just helps in various different ways. Can I use it for just single pedal? Of course you can. This technique can be applied to single pedal as well as double pedal. It's not just for metal players. If you wanted to use this in a funk or jazz kind of situation and you just wanted to spice things up a little bit, it's a great technique for doing that. What footwear is best for heel toe? This goes back to what I said earlier about it being a very technique-driven technique, where you need to be able to get that down, and it doesn't really matter then what kind of shoes you've got on. In fact, I believe Drumeo did a video where Jared Falk himself actually put on like snow boots, these massive, cumbersome snow boots, and he's still able to perform the heel toe technique. Now, unfortunately, I don't have snow boots because this is Manchester and it barely snows ever. Maybe we get a little bit of it in winter, but we're coming into summer now, so that ain't gonna happen anytime soon. But I will link that up on the cards there so you can go and check that out. I promise you guys, this is a very technique-driven and orientated technique. But that's just about going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have any more questions or would like to know some more information about how the heel toe technique is performed, please let me know in the comments and I'll respond to you as best I can. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.